All right, guys, so just wanted to go ahead and give an update on the Armistice unlimited takedown build. As you guys know, ailments haven't been working all the way right since the update, but it definitely had an impact on this build with bleeding or damage to bleeding enemies as a secondary perk. It has a negative impact when trying to breach enemies. Shout out to the user who commented. I was aware of it before, but when he brought it up, it made me look into it a little bit more, and I definitely can confirm that when you have damage on bleeding enemies, it will have a negative impact on breaching the enemy. Also, shout out to College Kids again. For you guys who are not aware, we play together a lot, so we're always going back and forth. I gotta give him his props because he mentioned it earlier on, but after having that discussion and seeing that, he reiterated. So with that being said, let me just cut it short and get into the the changes you would have to make. Definitely you want to focus on ailment power more than damage to bleeding enemies, and keep that breach going. Definitely if you get direct breach damage, again, you want to go ahead and roll with that. So some of the changes I've made, I'm rolling with Dawn Lord's Signet right now because I like the effect better when you basically turns enemies into a bleed bomb, right? Damage to bosses, we had that with the weird ring, but this one better. Now the reason I wasn't using it before is because the ring Dawn Lord Signet I had damage to bleeding enemies. I didn't think to put 2 and 2 together of why I wasn't breaching enemies. I just knew that I wasn't breaching enemies with that one, and that's why I ran with the Dawn Lord Signet. Now that I figure out the issue, I like Dawn Lord Signet better. I'll show you why in a sec, but definitely if you look at the bottom, we have we have takedown damage, no damage to bleeding enemies. Now, just to kind of give you a reason why I do that is because, all right, when I do a takedown, it explodes and do bleeding damage, right? Every time you do that, they'll explode and do bleeding damage to enemies around them. So of course that's nice to have with that. But anyway, just to kind of show you what I was dealing with before, let me go to the old Dawn Lord Signet and show you with damage to bleeding enemies. Sometimes it still does work, but and a lot of times it doesn't work at all. So that's where we get a lot of inconsistencies, guys. Sometimes it registers correctly and sometimes it doesn't. I'll go ahead and see if I can replicate when it doesn't work so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, this damage to bleeding enemies. All right, let's go ahead and try to breach. Well, it worked. Let's see, let's try again. It's probably gonna work just because making a video about it. Let's see, let's try again. All right, it worked that time. Let's try it one more time. Get one more enemy. Okay, let's try this guy. All right, again, as I mentioned, it's probably working just because I'm making the video. But if you have been experiencing inconsistencies, that's why. I'll change this back in a sec, but just to show you too, the augments, again, you want to focus on ailment power. Everywhere you see you have damage to bleeding enemies, I would change it to ailment power, right? You could focus on breach, definitely damage to breached enemies. Reason why I don't try to focus on that a lot, because I'm not trying to put too much damage on them afterwards. Maybe a takedown, I'll put damage to takedown, but I put a little bit on damage to breached enemies because that's after they're breached. That's after the fact. We're trying to breach them before and then just do straight DPS on in other situations with our sword. All right, and one more thing I wanted to point out as well is one of the other things I switched up is I'm using the Earthminder's Crest amulet. Right now, this is when I'm playing with randoms or multiplayer, any type of multiplayer, because a lot of times they won't let you get that first hit. So if you guys remember originally on the video that I'll go ahead and send a link to below, I was running the, let me see, it was the 4 Winds. Let me just pull the name up so you can see which one I'm referring to. Let's see, it was the pendant of the 4 Winds, right? So just want to kind of put that out there as well. I would use this one running solo because you'll be doing all the first hits. When you're playing with multiplayer though, you want to run with Earthminder's Crest. But yeah, definitely just wanted to go ahead and give an update on that. Also, I will be providing an update on the shield build. I previously posted with no commentary. I want to add commentary, but it's some major changes. I think it's the strongest build out there, guys. I'm gonna have to show you guys this one because it's crazy. I'm gonna have to shout out this other YouTuber. It's Speed something, but I'll post the link when I do that video. But you guys definitely want to try out that shield build. I know it's Silvermane. I think a lot of people aren't interested in Silvermane, but when you see what it does, I would definitely give it a try, guys. But again, I want to go ahead and thank you guys for checking out the video. I will be providing more updates on other builds as well in the future. Make sure to go ahead and like and subscribe and leave a comment if you have questions about anything, guys, because I know a lot of things aren't working or not working correctly. A lot of things take some time to figure out, so definitely shoot a question. Also too, let me provide the skill tree. Last time I didn't provide the skill tree. I've commented to a lot of a lot of users that skill tree doesn't matter all that much to me. I try to keep everything uniform, so that way I'm not changing things too much. With this one, it's definitely nice to have breach, but some players, they don't like shields, right? You don't have to have your shield like mine. I love shields. I didn't use them at first, but now I'm using shields all the time, even on my non-shield builds, right? But anyway, this is what my skill tree looks like, especially when I'm playing Armistice. The only thing I change is resistances if I have a build that requires it to be up or down. But other than that, you guys can take a look at my skill tree. But again, I would say go with your own play style there. And I keep mine uniform. But yep, again, I digress. Thank you guys for checking out the video. Again, shoot any type of questions you may have. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Thanks for watching. You guys have a great day.